I just want to make just a few statements.
Okay,
Okay,
you want me to come back to you? Or you ready now?
I come back.
Okay, Councilman Chisholm, you ready?
Sure.
Any statements,
Yes.
comment?
First off, just in regards to what Mayor Pro Tem was speaking on, I did send an email to the entire council, the HR resources email address. Um, Felicia Rutledge, or city clerk, and I sent it to Miss Glover as well. And I was actually referencing, and this was on January 8th, 2021, when I couldn't sleep. So it was about 2:20 in the morning. So everybody should have got it first thing in the morning. And like some of my other emails, they haven't been addressed over time. But I was inquiring about when you had mentioned at that past council meeting that the job had been posted, just because different people always ask me about jobs in the city of Inkster. I even included screenshots to show that on the city of Inkster's website, there were no job postings, even for the police department. On Indeed, there's nothing for the city of Inkster. So I asked, where could I be directed to look these jobs up? Because when people ask me, I forward them the links or tell them where to go look them up, and I could not identify them. The last thing I guess it was posted might have been in October or something like that. I'm not quite sure, but so I was trying to get that information. Like I saw your email today in response to Mayor Pro Tem's concerns about the calendar, because I had those same things. So
Was
saying
was on that email though?
yes, it
Oh, you did.
was.
Okay. Then you could have picked up the phone and called and asked me because that way we can talk. I probably didn't see the email.
No, and that's why I said that's cool. I sent it, like I said, nobody responded though. So I'm not talking
Oh,
about just you. I sent it to 10 plus people. So,
yeah.
and
But I know I'm the one that is held responsible for it. So
absolutely. And I think just in regards to Mayor Pro Tem, and we've talked about this before on different occasions, and with what we refer to the city charter, and we talk about section 6.5 D, and it talks about the last sentence says the mayor shall confer with hires and terminations of the council. I think really, even though it's your appointment, I think one of the things that some people just get disgruntled with is the appointment is made and then we're told after the fact. We might have had a disagreement with beforehand, and we could have solidified that before we even got to that point. And it still could have just been us agreeing to get disagree. You might have said, hey, I choose to appoint this person to this position. We might say we don't like that. And you would have said, okay, well, they're going to be still appointed their interim temporarily. Not trying to do everything on the back end, just like when we spend money in emergency capacities and then we go ahead and come before council with a request for council action, and the motion fails because we don't want to do business like that. We don't want to continue to do business like that. And with that, if we're at that point where you all just had a conversation about vetoing, that's not the type of politics we want to play here, where we got to start vetoing every single decision that you make. So if we told on the front end, we ain't got to cover it up and bring it up on the rear on the back end. And then my last
I
statement
work
is
towards that. I hear you. I
okay.
appreciate that. I work towards that. If we're
And then
gonna be congenial, for sure.
all right. And my last statement is in regards to a comment that was made earlier about an affidavit that I did sign on behalf of this body and some of my employees who have expressed concern about fear for their safety. And yes, I did express concern for the fear of my safety. First of all, we're on a virtual meeting. Nobody ever really sees me get up or down or do anything. You don't know what's going on. I also have my own disability. I have a cornea disease. I can't see everything. Even at night, my eyes deflect light. So you don't know what I'm physically capable of or not capable of. People see me and they think I'm perfect. They think I'm Superman, and which I'm not. And I just wanted to say that just because of some of the emails we have had, some of the things that go on in people's personal lives outside of what everybody sees right here and think is just a perfect world because we're on video, I did express those concerns. I would like for them to be addressed by the courts because Mr. Blackwell continues to take us to court. He's named me personally in multiple lawsuits. So therefore, when you read that affidavit and the public is open to read it, go to the court cases and all that stuff too, you'll see some of the lawsuits I'm named in are frivolous for the simple fact of the matter that for 11 to 12 years ago, or 11 to 12 years, my background was a portion of IT professionally. And that's why when people are tuning in and they hear me challenging and asking these questions about IT and stuff like that, I have the credibility to do so. A lot of times you all see me in some shorts and a t-shirt or a suit and tie, and they think everything is fine and dandy because they don't realize that I actually was down in the dirt with the grunts doing the hard work on the front lines. I understand this stuff. When we were over at the police department installing those phones and things of that nature, it took us 20 hours and AT&T could not even assist us with technical support on their own equipment. We had to figure it out through a process of elimination. So I just wanted to address that because I didn't want the public to think that I'm intentionally tying up your tax dollars in the courts. We have people who file frivolous lawsuits on a daily basis that tie up your tax dollars and cost us upwards of $10,000 to $15,000, and that is just outrageous. I would be appalled if you told me my attorney bill for one person was $10,000 to $15,000, and it's coming out of my taxes. I'm a taxpayer too. I continue paying my taxes with my mortgage because it's rolled in there, and every time my house note increases, it's because of a lawsuit that we've had to settle because of a wrongdoing of an employee or wrongdoing of a citizen or somebody who's not a citizen that comes to this city and milks us and continues to extort us for our tax dollars. I'm sick and tired of being treated like this as an elected official because I'm told I don't have any type of defense to defend myself as I speak up for my citizens, my colleagues on this body, and my employees who work for the city of Inkster. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I'm finished.
Man,
You heard that.
yeah, you got a yes, sir, on that one. 2 times. Huh.
Yeah.
Especially folks from our city don't even have nothing to do with us and act like they really, yeah, thank you. I won't jump on your soapbox, but well said, Councilman. Councilwoman Washington.